world blind. Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors.
Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? So, it's that time of year once again called Dallas Hate Week. But, I mean, before we get into it, if you guys new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. But outside of that, you know, me and Tyler and here everybody here at the Hardcore Sports Network and the Philly Sports Talk podcast to wish you guys a very happy Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Especially to guys like my good friends like Mitch, happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate Hanukkah. So happy holidays to you guys. Well, yeah, it's that time of year, man. It's
Yep.
But
I think Jalen Hurts just lost MVP.
At this point, like this is
like I know it doesn't matter, but I want the guy to win MVP. I really do. But he's screwed now because he's out this week.
But yeah, and that's a lot.
Team's not screwed, most certainly not screwed, but he's screwed.
Well, yeah, see, yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
because him winning MVP would further prove that he's a different quarterback than he was last year. And for him to not win MVP, he is still going to be the laughing stock until he wins it next year.
Which I think he's going to win. I think he's definitely going to. But like I said,
I don't know if he is because I think just like 2017, we kind of bought the roster pretty much in a sense.
True, but I mean, if you like, and this is the thing too. Like, if you say if he does win the Super Bowl, like, does the MVP really matter? Like, that's always the big. That's good. Like, that's for me. I always find. Like, if you can win the big game, individual awards don't mean jack shit. Like if
he wins Super Bowl MVP, if we do end up going and winning the Super Bowl this year, that would negate everything. But right now, I'm upset about it. You know.
I mean, I think most of us are
a little bit salty about it. You know?
But I mean, look. it's hard to stay healthy in the NFL. I mean, it's we've seen guys like I
He could
remember
have stayed healthy if the play calling wasn't crap.
yeah. What's good, Coach Sante? What is good? What is good? But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, look, and this is actually a good point too. That I've been hearing this too. Like this, look, like if say this game, if the Eagles do win this game is pretty much meaningless. With Dallas losing to Jacksonville, we kind of winning out. So at this point, I mean, this I've been seeing a lot saying, this game is kind of
the only reason why this game has meaning for us. It's meaningless in the division sense, but
I think it's just more for bragging rights.
But it's not bragging rights. We still have to lock up the number 1 seed.
True.
So winning would give us the number 1 seed. Losing won't give us the number 1 seed.
Absolutely.
And then we would have to win the next week after that.
I mean, if we say we do lose this game to Dallas per se, you guys got the Saints who are not that great, and the Giants are not that great either, which let's be real, we kind of just murdered them a couple weeks ago.
Dude, honestly, the Giants right now, they seem like to be they're circling the drain at this point. I hate to say it. They had that strong start. I thought they were gonna,
really
make the playoffs. I thought they were gonna make it this year. I thought like at least a wild card team.
And then all of a sudden, here comes the injury bug. Bada bing, bada boom, smacks you across the head.
And then just went. They just circled down.
Well, we actually get a chance. I'll pull up the depth chart right now. Obviously, we're going to get Gardner Minshew right now, and Ian Book right now. Even though they have Ian Book, it's the third string, but it's going to be temporary. This is kind of temporary till. I mean, at this point, I would say just rest.
He's temporarily the second string. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. But and also too, this also and tell people this too, like, and people actually and Eagles fans know this, like, if you just rest them, like, you should not. At least we have no worries, because I mean, like, say if we lock up the number 1 seed after Saturday, to be quite honest, the other 2 games,
if we lock up the number 1 seed on Saturday, we can literally rest our starters for the rest of the season.
And yeah, absolutely. Because I mean,
again, I don't want them to rest against the Giants, because then the Giants laugh at us.
True.
Oh, you lost to the Giants.
Well, after we kind of that is absolutely true. But and I think also too, like, and the one issue that actually I've been seeing too, which has also been kind of actually very good points. Like, if you rest Hurts a little bit too much, because there's going to be a little bit of rust there. But if you try to at least get him some,
he only got a sprain. So I would say a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
like 2 weeks, because usually it takes maybe a week to 2 weeks to have that muscle, like, not be as tight and to not be in that much pain.
Yeah, and absolutely, but I mean, Gardner Minshew and who said it? One of the Giants country creators said this. Mac, the Giants fan. Huge shout out to him. He actually really put up a good point. If you don't invest in your backup quarterback, 9 times out of 10, you are fucking screwed. And Gardner Minshew is another guy that's playing a contract year, because for me, I think, to be honest, I think he's a solid backup for us.
Here's the thing, and I saw something on I think it was on TikTok. Or it was either TikTok, Instagram. I think it was either TikTok or Instagram. And people were saying Gardner should not be a backup, because they were saying there's at least 6 or more teams in a league that he could start for. That's how good he is.
True.
And he was good for the Jaguars. It was just the problem with the Jaguars at that time, he didn't have a team around him.
Not just that. I mean, you said Urban Meyer. They already started Trevor Lawrence.
No, they didn't have. No, this was before Urban Meyer.
Oh yeah, Urban Meyer. Yeah.
I forgot who their coach was before Urban Meyer. This is before the whole getting Trevor Lawrence thing.
Yeah.
This is when they had Gardner Minshew. I forgot who's the coach, but this is before they fired that one coach, the former coach for Urban Meyer, and then they got Urban Meyer. And you got to think too, when Urban Meyer came around, Gardner Minshew was already in Philly. So I don't know who the coach was, but when he started for that team in, I think it was 2020.
Oh, somebody's calling.
Spam numbers, all in me. But dude, like, Gardner Minshew lit it up for Jacksonville. He was good for Jacksonville. He just did not have a team around him.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
he's circling around the league. He was a backup for Jacksonville. Now he's a backup for us. I feel like he should be a starter somewhere.
but if you think of this too, like we knew guys that are certain backups, and if you think of this too, like if his mind said, look, maybe if teams that are looking for to get another quarterback, like maybe he decides to stay as a backup because that could all, and we've seen guys have really good careers as backups. I don't know, guy Nick Foles comes to mind.
Nick Foles didn't really have a good career as a backup. Let's be honest. The only time he was ever good was in Philly.
Yeah.
This week will be a true test for him to see if he is actually good or if he's just a system quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Which he just worked for the Philly system. That's the same thing for Geno Smith. Shout out to Geno Smith for making his first Pro Bowl
in
his 10-year career.
Damn.
But he's a system quarterback. He only works in Seattle.
Yeah. And speaking of which, we have another specialist coming backstage who actually great buddy of ours, Mr. Coach Saute himself. What up, Coach?
What up, Coach? Man? Hey, man, we got to get the three Amigos back on. Remember them
man. Dude, we have to do it. We have to do a show. I don't know if I'm probably going to ask Mitch, can we have a podcast called Three Amigos Podcast with us three?
We definitely got to do it again on a baseball off season and stuff. So
absolutely.
Getting closer, we definitely got to go back
and just I mean, but and Tyler, actually, I think most Eagles fans don't know the last time we beat Dallas with a backup quarterback was 2006 with a guy by the name of Jeff Garcia. Does anybody remember that name?
You know what's funny about Jeff? You know what's funny about Jeff Garcia? The previous year, he was trash for the Browns. If he's the Browns, comes to Philly, he has that one bad game to make us go 5-6, but then he lit it up. We went 10-6. He wins a wild card game. And then we get bounced out of the divisional round, but that was fine.
and obviously, this same time of year, he wins us our Christmas Eve game against the Dallas Cowboys, and I think that's still at the time he still had who the hell was it? Who they still Tony Romo? Wasn't Romo still there in 2006?
Romo, I think 2006 was his rookie year.
Okay,
Romo's rookie year.
Yeah, it's but yeah, like I said, Minshew gets to start, and yeah, no, it's
we have bad luck with these MVP caliber quarterbacks. Randall Cunningham, right?
McNabb.
No, hold on. Randall Cunningham has an MVP season, gets hurt. McNabb, MVP season in 06, gets hurt. Carson Wentz, MVP season, gets hurt. Not the same guy. And then Jalen Hurts. So that's 4 quarterbacks. 4.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's kind of shitty a lot, but let's say if it's like, because for me, I think the individual awards, coach of the year, like, and all this stuff, like what value does that really bring?
It brings a lot of like individual value.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if
people are gonna look at you like you're one of the best players in the league. If you got to do it, or you're one of the best coaches in the league.
Yep. I mean, definitely the coach. I mean, there's a couple candidates.
You're the best coach of the year of that year.
Yeah.
You're the best coach.
Yeah, you're the best coach of the year. You're the most valuable player of your team or in the league. You're one of the best players in the league. And that's why I'm so irked that Jalen Hurts gets hurt, because no one's going to take the Eagles serious, and no one's going to take Jalen Hurts serious just because of the team he plays for.
And this is the thing. This is the funny thing too. I've seen quarterbacks who miss one game and still win the MVP, like
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Thomas Brady every single year. He got hurt like in a game.
And Tom Brady's shit now. So,
dude, he is washed. He is washed.
God, we thought the NFC South was bad, or the AFC
South
was bad. Good God,
dude should have listened to that moniker of happy wife, happy life. I am just saying.
You made all this fucking money, like, just retire. It's already bad enough that Tennessee Titans fans are probably fucking shitting their pants right now because we know that the Jacksonville Jaguars are catching up on their ass.
Dude, the Jags have woken up.
I think they winning out. They're gonna win out.
I think so too.
I think
The two teams that I think are gonna win out, the Jags and the Lions. That's the two teams I think are winning out.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I know the Jets game when the Jags play the Jets, I know that's gonna be a gritty, tough game for them to.
Yeah, because that Jets defense is good. That Jets defense good.
I mean, Sauce Gardner.
I think the Jaguars can beat them based on because of Zach Wilson ain't good.
That is true.
Himself, and he's gonna turn the ball over. He's gonna turn the ball over. He's gonna make bad decisions. I guarantee he's gonna make some bad decisions.
Jacksonville's got a decent pass rush. I mean,
they do.
And which they're playing tonight.
If you make Zach Wilson even more uncomfortable than what he is, and he's already uncomfortable because he can't throw to save his life. He is so inaccurate. But if you can make him even more uncomfortable, the Jags have an easy time to win this game.
Absolutely. And
because if you notice the last few weeks, Rob, look at their quarterback, the Jags quarterback. Trevor Lawrence has gotten more and more comfortable by the week.
Yep. And we've been saying this and shout out to their safety. He actually, I actually saw a TikTok on this. He actually called out Urban Meyer to become a dumpster fire. So it's like, he's like proud of Treeloss.
Dumpster fire is an understatement.
Well, yeah,
but he's his kicker.
That too, and he also went to say, that Trevor Lawrence didn't even have a rookie season. So technically, they didn't really count his first year under Urban Meyer wasn't, should not count. Now, like I said, I mean, with the way that Doug Pearson has kind of run,
shouldn't count because let's look at what happened here. He played like an absolute travesty. But the reason why he was doing it on purpose to get Urban Meyer fired.
And Tyler, we actually talked about this once before. He made some subtle comments that took shots at him.
He took shots at him all that entire year. He hated him. So he protested with his play. He was inaccurate with his throws. He had like 12 touchdowns and like some odd interceptions.
He threw more,
which was way more than 12. But the guy was looking like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. And everybody's screaming, is he a bust? Is he a bust? And I'm like, is he a bust? But the thing is, I looked at it in hindsight, and the guy was just protesting, getting Urban Meyer out.
And then, I don't view a quarterback kind of being a bust until about his fourth year.
Yeah, the analysts were like, "Oh, is he a bust after 1 year?" They do that with every quarterback who has a bad start.
Look at Justin. Justin Fields is a perfect example of people kind of criticizing this kid. Look at the last 3 to 4 weeks that this kid has played. Now, granted,
also another guy too, Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
Remember after
rookie season, and then he lit it up.
and this is funny too. Speaking with that, and especially with Jalen Hurts too, it's like when I saw a comparison, like Josh Allen and Hurts so far in his first 3 years almost had similar numbers in their third. So right now in their third year in the league,
you can see a lot of similarities in their games.
What up, Mitch?
You see a lot.
What up,
you can see a lot, whether it's their arm strength, whether it's them running around to getting out of pressure.
Now, I'll say this too. I mean, I'll give Josh Allen, even though he was one of my front runners for the MVP, which that's kind of backfiring on me a little bit.
When
he heard his UCL, I was like,
sputtering, dude. They're sputtering.
I was like, well, there goes my MVP. But I also said this too. My dark horse is Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow's going to find a way.
I honestly think he should take MVP over. And I know it pains me to say it because I want Jalen Hurts to get it still, but
if Jalen Hurts doesn't get it, Joe Cool, man.
Give it to Joe Burrow.
One of the things I want to commend Tyler on what you said one day upon the podcast, and I respect you for saying that because that's why I think about. I wouldn't be mad if, like you said, you wouldn't be mad if Jalen Hurts. You wouldn't be mad if Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow get the MVP. But you said the thing that you brought up, even though Jalen Hurts had a better year, that don't mean that he's the best. He's better than both of them. He's better than both of those quarterbacks.
Here's the reason. Here's what I meant by that. Right? They Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow obviously have an extra game over Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts is hurt.
Yep.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts is hurt. But so with them having an extra game, they can easily surpass him. It's not as much saying, oh, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow are better. It's more saying that, oh, if they pad up their stats, they will look better. Most certainly look better. It's because Jalen Hurts did not play enough games because he got hurt.
No, you said it before. You said on the podcast before.
I didn't say that they would be better. I'm saying they're just as good.
No, I think like I said, I'm just saying I think they're still just because Jalen Hurts having a better season. I don't think Jalen Hurts still better than both of those quarterbacks. I wouldn't surpass him over both of those.
Oh,
guys.
for sure. I have to agree there.
I was commending you on.
I get what you're saying. I do. I mean, yeah, I would say Joe Herbert. Why am I saying Joe Herbert?
There it is.
Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes. They both seen Super Bowl appearances.
Mm-hmm.
One has seen a win. So I do think, as of right now, Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes are better in that regard.
But I mean, Jalen Hurts definitely deserves the MVP. He definitely deserves it. But if you just look, I'm not saying me as myself. I'm not saying.
I know what you're getting.
It's myself. Like again, you got to think about the narrative. You got to think about the narrative people will bring up. You know, those voters they will bring up. You got to think about the narrative they're gonna use. But like I say, Jalen Hurts is definitely if he's not one, he's definitely two before he got hurt in the MVP voting. But the narrative that people are going to really actually bring up that Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a deep receiving core, and who would think Patrick Mahomes will be in first place with this receiving core? You got a rookie, Sky Moore as a receiver. You got Valdez-Scantling, who's just a good enough.
He's actually having a pretty good solid season.
Yeah,
too.
Valdez-Scantling good enough. That's like basically the only guy they have is Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah,
the rest
and you got Juju
Smith-Schuster.
Smith-Schuster. This is his best year since his rookie year. He's at
that is true.
yards. So you only got one guy in Travis Kelce. You got a 7th round pick in Isaiah Pacheco. So you combine that with Jalen Hurts has. That's the case that the voters would make. I'm not saying that I will make. Jalen Hurts is doing a job. I don't care. I don't give a damn what.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because the voters they consist of analysts.
Yep.
And the analysts and I paid attention to that narrative. Oh, Jalen Hurts is only leading the MVP race because he has a team around him and all the other nonsense.
Is that what? Because remember, look at what Kansas City. We didn't know who Patrick Mahomes was till after Alex Smith ruined him. He had Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and some of these other really impactful.
They were screaming MVP to him when you had guys like Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. He had a team around him. And you guys were screaming MVP. He's the MVP. But yeah, Jalen Hurts happens to play for the Eagles, has a team around him, and you're sitting there saying, "Oh, he's only MVP. He's only an MVP race because he has a team around him."
That's the kind of idea you're supposed to.
It's basically a narrative. It's basically a narrative to hate on Philly. That's all it is. And it's been that way for years.
If you want to use that narrative, you can use the same narrative as a tool. He didn't start getting like
that. That is true.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna take away a quarterback's success though. What they did
because Tua was my second dark horse to win the MVP because I thought because he was another guy.
I can't believe that dude got snubbed out of the Pro Bowl.
How does
that even happen?
Why
he was one of the best this year.
And he's another guy that's been kind of proving people wrong. After let's be real, with 2 concussions and after all that shit.
Back from 2 concussions this year, ball's out of his mind. Yeah, the team sucks, but
in certain areas
certain areas the team sucks. But he's been playing lights out, and he's not a Pro Bowler.
Like Waddle's a great. I mean, they got a really good duo at Waddle and Tyreek Hill. And this is the one narrative that, and going back to what Dante said, the one narrative that no one says is talk about can Patrick Mahomes be good without Tyreek Hill? And at times it shows, but there are times that he's 50-50 without Tyreek Hill. You can see it at times in his play.
The thing is, I feel like he can command a team and you've seen it week by week with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, you could see it. He's still good without Tyreek.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it. Yeah. Did he take a slight regressing with the interception ratio? Yeah.
Yeah.
Slight regression, but not much to where you're saying, "Oh, he
This
can't
dude
do
sucks.
it."
No,
This
that
dude's
would be
terrible. He's been pretty good still.
He's been very Mr. Consistent the last.
Very
I
consistent.
mean, they both proven to be good without each other. So you just gotta actually give them credit. They both
And
proven
shit,
to be good
here we
without
got.
each
Yeah, this was a win-win. That was a win-win situation there for both teams.
So either way, I mean, we had. Well, I mean, can't say for say. I mean, you cannot deny. I think Justin Jefferson at one point is playing like an MVP. I don't care. That shit's a quarterback-driven award.
Yeah, I know. I forgot when the last time a position player, not a quarterback, but a position player, has played or has won MVP. I have not thought about the last time that happened, because for the last decade or so, even before that, it's been a quarterback-driven award. It should just be renamed Best Quarterback Award.
Yeah.
Get rid of the whole MVP moniker. Just give it Best Quarterback. That's all. But let's preview the Dallas and
So Tyler, to answer that question, the last person to do was Adrian Peterson. He was a running back in 2012.
Oh, so
It's after the
recent.
ACL
Okay.
injury. It's after the ACL injury.
When
right?
he had 2,090, almost 2,100 yards.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's it.
But yeah, so like I said, Minshew's going to get the start. I think Minshew still has some really good value. No, like Tyler said, I mean, there's going to be teams that need a quarterback, but
He should be a starter somewhere. He should not be a backup.
at this point,
But
we've seen teams are going after are going to be drafting quarterbacks at some point this year because it's a really deep.
He should be starting. He's still a young guy. He ain't no old guy. He ain't 37, 38.
Yeah, I mean, and also, can we shout out Gardner Minshew to the guy pulling off a Top Gun look too at the same time too? With
Dude came in like Tom Cruise and Top Gun.
I'm sorry, like the dude just knows how to dress, but that's just me.
This man comes out in a fighter, like one of those air pilot jackets with the patches on it. It was really cool.
But yeah, Gardner Minshew is 26.
He's still young. So why is he a backup in the league, not a starter? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
I think he could take a team to maybe 10-7.
absolutely.
As a starter, he could give a team
with weapons around him.
I believe with the right weapons around him, you can do it. I mean, with this type of team, I think he still beat Dallas on Saturday. With this type of team, he still,
and that's why I'm not exactly scared about the Dallas game itself. It's because I know Gardner Minshew's skill set. He's a really, really good quarterback. And I know he has potential to beat Dallas. And people are like, and I don't like what the Dallas Cowboy fans are saying. Oh, we killed that quarterback last year. We had no starters.
You played our JV team.
Starters in when we played you guys that final game.
And like I said, and going into this game, the Cowboys have no momentum after losing two.
Oh my god! Their quarterback regressed 10 interceptions in the second half.
And also, we're not saying Dak Prescott's a shit quarterback when he's stretching the means, but I think it's just coming off that.
He's just right now. He's just panicking. If he can just calm down, he'll be fine.
If you look at this number, when he's not panicking, we saw at times he statistically he's played like a top 5 for a guy that's a 4th round pick.
Yeah,
no one really gave a shit about.
Exactly, and he has potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league if he just stops panicking late in the season every single year.
And quite frankly, when he plays well, I'll admit this too. I think he's another guy that I guess will consider a dark horse MVP candidate.
Here's the thing. I think at best, Dak Prescott could be elite. He could be. The problem is he gets in his own head. Stop getting in your own head. Stop panicking, and you'll be fine.
I mean, and like I said too, and I'll get and once. Well, we'll talk about another team at the end of this because I want to give one team a lot of credit so far this year, even though they ain't great. You know what? Screw it. I want to give the Texans a lot of credit though for the last 2 weeks.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The only problem that the Texans really have is the quarterback. They really don't have a quarterback.
I think in the offseason we may. I'm hearing rumors about it. We may fire Lovey, which is I'm not going to be upset at. You do.
Lovey's had some questionable coaching decisions in games. I've seen it.
I think you need some minded.
I wouldn't mind if we fire him. I wouldn't be mad if we fire him. That way,
he's had a poor track record too. Other teams. So I don't know why you guys hired him anyway. I really don't.
I don't understand that either. But like I said. Again, that way you can get the staff up out of there. Get probably a D'Amico Ryans up in there or something. I wouldn't mad if we get D'Amico.
Good old D'Amico Ryans.
If you guys got D'Amico Ryans
that defense
as your head coach, dude, you're prepared to win shutouts.
I mean, because this team
for like majority of the season, like every single
I'll say
game.
this too with the Texans. You got some really good talent on this roster. Now, granted, I mean, not having a guy like a D-Hop, but we've seen guys kind of like come out of the woodworks. We've seen a lot of good talent come out of there. But the problem is the quarterbacks are so bad.
Hey, you think about this? Amari Rodgers left Green Bay and he already got his first touchdown as a receiver, and he already contributed.
Yep, that is true.
He got his first touchdown. He already contributed as a receiver.
And also, like
the Packers have crap luck, I swear.
Well, like I said, that should be an interesting thing, kind of talking about on a different show because there's kind of been kind of rumblings with the Green Bay Packers, like what are they going to do with Jordan Love? But that's another story for a different day. But
I feel like after this season, Rodgers is gone.
I would not be surprised if
Rodgers is gonna go because his plays regress, team's plays regress. It's just he's out.
It's
time to start fresh. Get this young guy going. Get his feet wet.
I'll admit this too, especially when Jordan Love came in. Like, even though it's a short sample size of what he's had, you got something there in your hands.
Look what he did to us. He made our one of our defenders
look foolish.
Look like crap. And we have one of the top 10 defenses in the league.
We're, I think, top 2.
Well, we have the top 2 defense in the league, and he made us look like we're like the top. We're like 32nd.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the arm to do it, and you know, Christian Watson. We know how good this kid can be.
Yeah,
you know, I mean. But like I said, man, it's like I said, even though I'll give a little bit some credit to the Houston Texans playing, first of all, the fact that they almost came back and beat the Kansas City Chiefs fans will never hear the end of it.
I told everybody we ain't gonna get blown out. Now we don't get blown out. We play hard.
That's what I liked about the Texans team this year. They were very, very scrappy, and I really started.
If we scored 23 points per game, Tyler. We 7-6 right now. We score 23 points per game every single game this season. We be 7-6. We be at least 7.
You guys should be really good. The problem is
points per game.
The only problem is that you guys leave points off the board. If you guys scored a little bit more points, you very well could have been 7-6, like you said.
That'd be crazy. And be fighting for a playoff spot.
You'd be vying for one of the wild card spots at this point in the season.
But you know, it was, like I said, it all comes back to the quarterback and the right coaching staff. That's all. That's all it is. Because you got the pieces to be a good team.
Like I said, Lovie Smith was questionable because look at his track record. He was not good. He ruined Jay Cutler.
He was not good at Illinois.
I was about to say, the fight of Illini. Oh, good Lord.
He 2 good seasons with Chicago. Yeah, 2 good seasons with Chicago. That's it. That was all. Yeah.
I think
after that, he ruined Jay Cutler.
If I'm not mistaken, Rex Grossman came after.
No, he went to the Super Bowl. He went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. That was the year.
Holy crap!
And then he got fired after
I still can't believe that.
And then he went to Illinois. The program was bad in Illinois. Then he came back. Then as a defensive coordinator, then he as a head coach. He was bad over there, and he was bad at Tampa Bay. I think he was bad at Tampa Bay.
I think he was their defensive coordinator in Tampa Bay. He was really good.
And this report,
he was really good as a D coordinator. He's good, but as a head coach, he's terrible. He's like a reverse Josh McDaniels.
I was about to say, yeah.
Because Josh McDaniels, he's an offensive coordinator rather than a defensive coordinator. But he's a good coordinator, but a bad head coach.
I mean, this is what you see. If McDaniels actually had to get a coordinator and actually let them call the plays, I think the Raiders would have been a lot different than what the record shows in terms of. Yeah. But that's just me. That's just how
it was. If they had a competent coach, they had a competent quarterback, they would have been in maybe that wild card slot.
But that's besides the point. But going into week 16, holy crap! I cannot believe the freaking NFL season's coming to an end. What the fuck?
It went from like 1 to 16, and it felt like a week.
Don't worry about it. We got 98 days to baseball.
True.
We got
98 days till we get that rematch, Dante.
Oh
yeah, early April.
We get it early April on the 30th. We get it early April on the 30th. So we'll definitely both our teams and got better.
But that series for me, it doesn't matter. I want you guys in the World Series again.
Yeah. Tell them, Tyler. Hey, we get the chance to get our rings.
And to be quite honest,
Chicago too.
Dude, I hate that. I hate that when you guys play us. It's a ring ceremony. I'm like, mother.
But y'all get to look at us get our rings.
Yeah, I think that's when you guys.
But we know this. It's like, yeah, we had, even though even though we had some good pieces to actually gave us a World Series run. To be quite honest, when we saw the match, it's like, yeah, we're gonna be losing in 5 games for sure. And that's basically what we did.
I saw after we lost, after we got that no hit. When we got no hit, I'm thinking,
don't remind me.
We're done.
Hey,
so screwed. As soon as that no hitter happened, I'm like, we're done.
After that, Tyler, y'all ran into a buzzsaw after that, huh?
It was like right after that, it was like that no hit game.
Exactly told Key. I said after y'all beat us that night, like we stole something in game 3.
Yep.
If Christian Vasquez pitched that no-hitter, and I said we go to game 5. I said in game 5, Verlander playing against Syndergaard. I like that matchup right there. In that matchup right there, when Verlander got up out of that inning and we won that game, I was like, we can win this World Series.
And that's what irks me, though, because as soon as that no-hitter happened, we ran into a brick wall. Like, God.
And once we got to Aaron Noah again, that was going to be it for me. I said
he gave up 5 straight in the first inning. I'm like,
but yeah, we'll like I said, we'll talk about that on the next edition of Between the Lines, because I think that should be like obviously kind of like you do a bit of a preview to the 2023 season and kind of break down the moves that kind of going around. But
okay, we kind of went off the beaten path. I thought this was the Eagles preview show.
But yeah, I mean, knowing that, like I said, Jalen Hurts is out, but as a Roy. The Eagles are probably not. I mean, especially with this team has been playing. Now, granted, there's going to be a little bit. I know the play call, it should be saying the same, but little slight changes to fit with Gardner Minshew, who's your traditional pocket passer. But we've seen that Gardner Minshew can sling it better with the best of them.
Oh yeah, he has one of the prettiest throws in the league.
I mean, it's just like, like I said, going to this game, like. I mean, at times you could definitely make your argument. This could be for bragging rights this year. That's the one argument.
It's for bragging rights and a number 1 seed.
That is true, because
and it's also for us to point and laugh at Dallas, because they were thinking, ha 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 ha, you beat our backup, so now we get to beat your backup. Our backup is better.
And not to mention, too, Dallas has not seen Gardner Minshew. So Dallas has never doesn't have that's a very good shout out to Joey Shiggs. And he even said that, too.
They have what, a week? Wait, no. He was announced as a starter today. So they only have tomorrow to game plan for this guy.
Because, I mean, we already know they have game tape on Hurts. And, the only one team I feel like does have tape on Minshew is the Jets, even though we didn't play the Jets this year. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's good to have Dallas Goedert back. So Dallas and Dallas, obviously, for those who've not seen the 2018 draft, probably one of the greatest drafts of all time if you're an Eagles fan. Just Dave Akers,
when
roasted living shit.
when Akers cut a promo on Dallas. Where did our buddy go?
I think he had to take care of something, but yeah, shout out to Coach
Dude,
Dante.
shout out to Coach Conte for showing up. But when David Akers cut that promo on Dallas,
I
hey
mean,
Dallas, the last time you seen a Super Bowl, these draft
draft
picks
picks weren't
weren't for.
I was like, oh, even though, as I mean, I also would say, and I love Dave Baker's fan, but that's still kind of a bit of a shot at us because we were never around at the same time. But
I
I was
was
like,
nah, no kidding, because I wasn't born in '96.
but I
No
mean,
kidding.
look,
But I think it's because it was just like a dig with the draft picks because they were at the draft. So
yeah,
it was
most of the, I
obvious.
mean, that's true, man. Most of these draft,
All of the draft picks were our age at the time.
yeah, like no, and for those who don't remember, that was during the time when VHS was still a thing. So we'll leave it at that. Yeah,
last time Dallas went to a Super Bowl. The Super Bowl game was on a VHS.
Now, I will say this too, though. Like the Dallas Cowboys has probably one of not the best two greatest head coaches of all time, in Tom Landry and Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
But knowing that Jerry Jones, like for some whatever reason, and this still bugs me. I remember this like it's yesterday when I heard news when Jerry Johnson got fired after winning Super Bowls. Like, what sense does that make?
I was like. Apparently, what went on is that him and Jerry Jones had beef and they were fighting, and he didn't want that, to like ruin the team. But I get Jerry Jones's point there, but then you hired a head coach who was absolutely terrible.
I mean, Bill Parcells was decent, but not great.
Bill Parcells was pretty good. That was the only thing. He was pretty good.
But after that, I mean, and speaking of another Eagles content creator coming in, Mitch.
Yo,
What up, Mitch?
not much, man. Nothing much. Getting ready for my show tonight with me, AK, Boys for Life, and H-Town Cowboy.
Good shit. Good shit.
Oh my god. Damn, I'm gonna lose the brain aneurysm.
But yeah, like we saw, Fun Brigade Dallas Card back because I mean, pretty much everyone's pretty much healthy going into this week. And me and Tyler actually talked about this too. Like knowing that the Dallas Cowboys didn't really have momentum coming in this, Eagles have slight momentum, but I mean, this game is all about like I said, as a whole, looking doesn't have really that much meaning other than the fact that for us it's for the number 1 seed, and we do have that we can own the bragging rights this year. So we
can point and laugh at Dallas,
and then we have Uncle Rico.
True.
How high you guys lost to that dude from Napoleon Dynamite who can throw a football over the mountains? Good job.
Or God, who's Tom Cruise? God, what the hell is Tom Cruise's character in Top Gun? What the hell fuck's his name?
Wait, you guys ever seen the movie Dodgeball?
Yes.
Oh, dude,
that's Ben Stiller.
Yeah, you lost to Ben Stiller. Good job.
Oh boy.
Nobody makes him bleed his own blood.
Nobody.
But no one makes me bleed my own blood. The Tom Cruise in Top Gun, he was Maverick.
Oh, Maverick.
Yeah. Because remember, the sequel is called Top Gun Maverick.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But for me, and the last thing, and yeah, true.
Couldn't the Bills win? What?
Couldn't the Bills win one? I would say that depends. I mean, the way that
I really, honestly,
I want to say yes.
If we lose to the Bills in the Super Bowl, I won't be mad because they finally get that monkey off their back.
I mean,
being 0-4.
Like I've never seen a team completely have that much bad luck in the Super Bowl.
One was a blowout. One was a missed kick. I forgot what the other two were.
I forgot either.
You guys, for basically 4 years out of that whole entire 90s decade,
you couldn't.
You didn't win one Super Bowl. No, but honestly, if you guys do make it, in a way I would want the Eagles to win because they're my team. But if the Bills beat us in the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be mad.
Because I mean, there's very few teams in the NFL that has not won one.
Yeah,
So
and you guys are one. So.
I think it should be the next team up, because like it's at times we've seen too many teams been in the Super Bowl more than once. I mean, hopefully we not see Brady over there, but that's besides. Well, that's a whole another story for a different day.
Dude, I don't think this man's gonna even make the playoffs.
I mean, especially with
Yes, he's hovering around that in first place in that weak division, but I really don't think he might make the playoffs with that bad record. But he ain't winning anything in the playoffs.
But for me, my keys for Eagles victory is just keep what you're doing. And just you might have to modify some things for Gardner Minshew, because he's not what Jalen. Can he scramble? Yeah, but he's not the best runner, so to speak, in terms of what you're
Yeah,
bring.
he's more of that. He's more of like what you said, that classic pocket passer.
But
so they really have got to beef up the offensive line for him. They've got to.
And which I think
because
they're going
to. There's been some times where Jalen Hurts had to run because 5 guys are like coming after him, and you have to beef up that offensive line. This game starts in the trenches, so you got to beef up that offensive line.
And this is what like non-football fans got to remember too. Like, yeah, you may have some good receivers and running backs, but the only way you can win games is through the trenches. That's all. It's kind of the biggest important. And we've seen it over the years. It's like, yeah, I can say as a football fan, but even though I never played the game, like it's how most games are decided. It's through the trenches.
Yeah, this is how football goes. Inside where the trenches are, and it comes right out. Quarterback.
I don't know if that's a pause or not.
Well,
don't you dare, Mitch. Don't you dare. All right. So,
but I mean,
don't you dare Justin Fields me.
Damn.
But I will say that, like, yeah, I mean,
hold on. Let me finish what I was saying. So you have the line. It starts on the inside of the field, or inside of the play, and then you go on the outside when you have the receivers. Then you have the quarterback, and then you go further, and it's like running back. It starts with the line, and it goes right to the running back. That's how football works. Or it goes to the line, and it goes right to the linebackers and cornerbacks and safeties.
Absolutely. And to be quite frankly, I mean,
I had to work around that so Mitch doesn't say pause.
Yeah.
You know how hard that was?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I hope that clip goes viral of Justin Fields. Well,
dude, I'm like, I love this guy.
Like you gotta love the kid.
He stopped himself.
Like he knew what he said.
Pause. I was like,
but I mean, what's good, Ryan? What is good? But another key to it is get the running. If you can get the running game going, I mean, at times, this team is deadly on the ground. Now, like because we knew how good the offensive line is. If the offensive line holds up well and kind of piss off Micah Parsons, which is going to be great to see once again, because and look, do I really hate Micah Parsons? No, but do I hate? It's just like he's still a good player.
Look, you're talking
great player.
Here's the thing. We don't hate him, but this game is more so of like payback for him talking crap the last few weeks.
Talk about overlooking the last
and I was hoping Jalen was able to play so we can shut him up.
But I think this is also smart too, because like you said, if we win this game, lock up the number 1 seed. The other 2 games do not matter at this point. So I mean, you can definitely
They don't. But when you think about this, right, the last game of the year is against the Giants.
It is.
And then the playoffs start the next week, which we will have a bye. I don't want to sit the starters 2 weeks in a row.
You know what? That's a very good point.
Yeah, honestly, I would sit them.
At least sit them
next week.
Yeah, I was about to say sit them
next week, and then start them against the Giants.
Absolutely.
Then they're going to be sitting anyway.
I just want them to play next week so we can shut up Juice once and for all.
Oh yeah. You know what?
But here's the thing: if you use them too much,
I don't.
Yeah,
you don't. I'm saying I agree, but I'm just saying to shut Juice up. Yes.
But knowing that, and for those who don't know, the Saints are, I think, a game out of first place. who would have fucking thought the game? Saints
honestly, if let's just sit the starters against the Saints, so we don't have to see Tom Brady in the freaking playoffs.
Well, Brady would most likely be in the wild card round.
Still, I don't want to see Brady. I do not want to see Brady in the playoffs again.
Kick him out.
Kick him. Make him have a dose of karma for screwing over his ex-wife.
True, but
and his family.
But I mean, so far though, I mean, even bringing in Brett Kern, I thought he actually was pretty solid, another solid punter that we actually brought on from.
We lost. Yeah, after losing Siposs.
Now, Siposs does have. Most of us do have some mixed emotions with Siposs at times. There's times where he actually looks good. There's a time he looks actually bad. Like, you know, punters are really not.
Kind of reminds me of Henry. Remember Henry?
Oh my god.
Well, he was very hit and miss.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, Siposs at times he has his more, and I'll give Siposs a lot of credit too. I mean, despite with the lower leg injury, the fact that he got plump, you know, if you try to finish the play off that pump block, it's like you don't see punters doing that unless your name is Pat McAfee. That's the only exception. But that's just me.
There's only one Pat McAfee, man.
But I will say this too. After last week's, like, I'm thinking, when Elliott hit the upright side, did I just see that? Like,
yes,
karma. God, why does that have to come back to haunt? Like, first of all, yeah, we won by double doink, and unfortunately, it's like, nope. Chicago says, nope, it has to happen to you, you bastards. Fuck. I
can't believe karma hit us with that game. Good Lord.
But what do you guys are? Because for me, I think my case is, you know, Devontae Smith is not that far. It's less than 100 yards from a 1,000-yard season, so we can have.
He's 99, exactly 99 away.
Thank you, Mitch. There you go. There you have it. So we're gonna have potentially.
Here's what I would do. Right, like I said, start off with the line. Make sure the line on both sides is shared up. Also, emphasize on the run game. Last week, you didn't use the run game. You killed Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Nice. You're in some SpongeBob world again, but here's the thing. You killed Jalen Hurts because he refused to run. This time you got to use the run game. You got to use it. The run sets up the pass, so use the run game.
Absolutely.
Also, you have so many weapons. Sling that rock. Sling it. And on the defensive side of the ball, pressure. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Also, the linebackers are really good. The cornerbacks are really good. Just do what you do best.
Absolutely.
On that side of the ball. Do what you do best on that side of the ball.
Before we go any further, can we get a shout out to the 8 Eagles making the Pro Bowl this year?
Oh my gosh! 8 active, 9 alternate.
Yep.
Now the fact where I will nitpick is like why the hell you have BG as an alternate? Like, that's just my only nitpick, but
maybe because they have a defensive lineman that's a bit better in a sense. But honestly, I don't know why he's an alternate. But here's what bothers me. Where in the world is Hargrave? In that?
That is true. That's always
in the world is Hargrave? A lot of Eagles players were expressing their disdain over this and their frustration. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
They were expressing their frustration all over Twitter today. Where's Hargrave?
You know, Hargrave is an alternate.
Hargrave shouldn't even be an alternate. He should be a starter.
I mean, the fact we have 4 guys with that, 2 actually no. I think Hassan was the only one that has double-digit sacks.
He has 10.
12, actually.
12? Yeah, 12.
I think he matches Michael Parsons, if I'm not mistaken, too.
He's been one of the best linebackers, or not linebackers, one of the best linemen.
I mean,
so far, I know.
and
Here's the thing about the Pro Bowl for me, right? Pro Bowl is not the same what it once was.
Oh God,
It's
yeah.
flag football and dodgeball, people.
See, dodgeball, I have no problems with because I
I
love.
mean, I don't have
Dodgeball, I think is pretty fun. I feel like dodgeball.
You need to know the 5D.
But now, but here's the thing: we knew it was going to come. We knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen.
Like what happened to the Pro Bowls? Like,
here's how it went. Right, here's the story. Here's a recap of how the Pro Bowl has been. Regular football, then it became touch football for some reason, and now it's flag football. What's next? Don't play defense. Have just the offense in there.
Okay, now you're talking about the NBA All-Star game.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm talking. No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the Pro Bowl. It went from.
I'm just saying it's the same exact thing. There's no defense in the All-Star game.
Oh no, but yeah. I mean, it's basically going to be like that, where you can't touch them, you can't do anything. You just got to just stand around and let them score. That's how it's going to be. It's going to be like that, to where they can't play defense.
Yeah, right. I mean, remember the thing is too. Remember the Pro Bowl days when you had like actual quarterbacks throw who could throw the football further.
See, I missed that. The quarterback challenges back in the early 2000s. I missed that.
We have Brett Favre, Jim Harbaugh, or which Harbaugh was it?
You had Brett Favre. You had Jim Harbaugh. Tom Brady. Peyton.
Yeah, I mean quarterbacks still in their primes.
You even had the alumni challenges with the alumni quarterbacks. You had guys like
who?
Boomer Esiason.
Ooh, God.
Randall Cunningham, who had just retired in 04.
That's crazy how long his career has been going on.
He was in there for 16 years. So in hindsight, it wasn't really that long. Because he was there from like 85 to 2004.
Still, I mean, that's still a good long career. From 85
it's a really good career. A 16-year career is like one of the best careers you could have.
And think about this too. He was the very first mobile quarterback, during his playing days. A lot of people he kind of revolutionized what quarterbacks are nowadays.
He basically helped coin the phrase dual threat, because that's what he legitimately was dual threat.
Oh my God.
Later part. I think it was like later part of his career when he got older, he became more of like a predominant pocket passer. He wasn't running as much.
Yeah,
when he was with teams like the Minnesota Vikings in 2002, he really wasn't that mobile quarterback. He was just a pocket passer at that point because he's older, couldn't run. But you had Boomer Esiason, you had Randall Cunningham, Phil Simms. Also did commentary, cracked jokes about the competition, but he did it. And
probably one of the best backup quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl. Phil Simms.
I was about to say, if you say Trent Dilfer.
No. Trent Dilfer is a whole different story.
I don't know why I went there. If you say Trent Dilfer.
No, Trent Dilfer. Trent
Dilfer's when you said backup quarterbacks winning the Super Bowl, you forgot one.
Well, yes, Nick Foles, but I'm looking. This is before Nick Foles became.
This was before Nick Foles. This is we're talking about the quarterback challenge.
I know what you meant, but
I'll say this too. I mean, a backup quarterback. And let's be real. I mean, Phil Simms. A lot of people don't give Phil Simms some love because look, he was also Super Bowl MVP, and has a really good Giants team. No, wait a minute. Did he play for the Giants?
Okay, yeah.
Because
remember the reason why his son hates us.
Yeah, it turned out to be a complete failure. That's all. Like I said,
but he hates us because his dad played for Giants. That's the reason why.
But at least his dad had a better career. I always say this: his dad had a better career than Christians could ever imagine.
His dad was great. He's a bum. So,
and I'll say this too: Giants. Look, as much like I said, I don't like to hate the Giants necessarily, but I mean, like I said,
here's the thing: I dislike the Giants and I dislike Washington. I absolutely loathe the Cowboys.
I think most of us do. Well, then again, that's
I
most of the
don't
Eagles.
hate the Giants that much, and I don't hate the Washington Commanders.
Because you got two teams that have potential, really good talent, but just at times have either shitty coaching or the shitty front
Oh
office.
my God, yeah.
But the Giants actually finally figured it out.
Honestly, Washington is just at that point to where I don't hate
I don't know if
them.
anybody
I
saw
feel
it.
bad.
I'll say this too. Did anybody? They actually finally updated the quote unquote statue of Sean Taylor. What the? Still, nothing fucking changes other than the fact that what Sean Taylor wore. God rest that man's soul.
It still looks like a goddamn shopping mall mannequin.
Like
It's terrible.
Like people don't realize how good Sean Taylor really was in the early 2000s.
How hard is it to get somebody to make a statue?
It's like
you have billions of dollars and you can't get somebody to make a statue.
But I said this,
all you did was go to a mall, browse their mannequin. Good enough. Rip the clothes off the mannequin, take the mannequin, put a jersey on.
It's like that's for.
I don't get it, man.
If I'm Sean Taylor, I'll be rolling my grave if I'm looking God rest that man's soul, because taken way too fucking soon. I will say that much. I'm
surprised his family's not up in arms about this.
I mean, I know I would. If I was like,
I would have been angry. Like you gave us a shopping mall mannequin as a memorial. Really?
Now the number retirement, yes. I mean that was pretty neat. I'll give them that. But the fact that you want to have a statue,
I don't know why Washington fans hated the number retirement.
I think one reason
I thought that was really well done.
It was really well done based on the fact that, I don't know if you saw the clip of Jackson Mahomes dancing on Sean Taylor's number. That's the reason why Washington fans kind of were pissed at that.
But here's the thing. Was it them that did? No, it wasn't them. It was Patrick Mahomes' brother doing stupid TikToks on his own.
And that's why Washington. I don't think
Washington shouldn't have gotten flack for that.
No. Because, I mean, look, if you looked at the Washington over the years, they have really great talent. It's just either it's the coaching, it's definitely the front office. I mean, the at first for sure. Well, I mean, look, Ron Rivera's still a good head coach, but long term, here's
the problem. Here's the problem that I have with Ron Rivera. He was dealt a bad hand for the last few years.
Which is true.
Now he's being dealt a decent hand. That's the thing.
Now Chase Young's actually going to make his debut on Saturday, which is great because I actually really liked that kid in college because that kid was fucking disgusting in college at Ohio State.
Now here's the thing.
Chase Young.
Oh, I hate Ohio State. Keep going.
Now here's the thing about that. We've heard for weeks, this guy's playing. The game comes, he's not playing. So I'm not holding my hand about this. I'm not holding my breath about this.
When I saw this, like, you waited this long to fucking activate him or to let this play. Now, granted, like, we don't know exactly because we also think this also stems to the fact he was coming off an ACL tear, which is still
you got to think too. They've already said, for weeks now, we've activated him. He's playing. Like,
when are we going to see?
When?
Like when Chase is young, because Washington's record could have been says otherwise if he was on the field, because we know how good.
A bit better. They would have been a bit better about this.
And of course, them and the Giants are on the fringe of a. Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Just Washington has potentially could lose their spot to come.
Dude, if they lose one game and the Lions win one game, the Lions jump to their spot.
Well. For those who don't know, the Commanders are playing the 49ers. So, Commanders, good luck to that.
Dude, if you better hope. You better hope if you guys lose it to the Niners that the Lions don't win their game. Because like I said, if the Lions win this week and you guys lose, they jump to your spot and you're out.
That is true.
So,
or if they beat somehow knock off the 49ers, like we all look, the 49ers, like you can't discredit the 49ers one way or the other. I mean, they got a really good defense. Like I said, I mean, the quarterback at times, I mean, Brock Purdy has a really great stretch, but how long is he going to can he really keep that up, going further? That's
I feel
what
like you can. I feel like you can. I feel like you can.
it can. Absolutely true, but this
If,
also
if he's not one of those quarterbacks that have like a monster week and then he just completely craps to bed and then he has like a
kind of
good
like a Mike
monster
White.
week, like a Mike White. He's more of like a competent backup.
Kind of
so to
like,
speak.
well, I hate to make this comparison. Kind of like Cooper Rush is at times when he has like somewhat of a consistent.
No. He is not like Cooper Rush. He is better than Cooper Rush. The only reason why Cooper Rush was competent the first 4 games is because of the competition that they played. That's it. Look what happened when they got to us. He sucked.
True, but like I said, man, who would have thought Christmas Eve already pretty much like we'll say. Look, I get it's the 22nd, but at this point, we'll say Christmas is here, which is fucking crazy.
Hey, Hanukkah's here. It's Hanukkah.
I said, trust me. Even at the start of the show, I gave you and and everybody else who celebrates Hanukkah a shout out. So please,
Your friend gave you a menorah, right, or something?
my brother did. Oh God, yeah. Apparently,
Your brother's a jokester.
literally,
I'll take it.
like he was like that's the only thing he kind of bust my chops on. But I mean, shit. I mean,
All right.
take a think. But
I gotta hop off. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, man.
All right,
We ain't
brother.
gonna be too much longer because I got some stuff to do.
I still gotta write down like the topics for tonight's
I got you
It's
covered on that.
really-
All right.
Oh wait, Rob, your late night show is still in the StreamYard, and it was scheduled for a couple days ago.
Yeah, I completely forgot. Because there was a couple nights where
do
I've been coming
whatever you
home.
want with it. I'm just letting you know.
Well, it's on my channel though.
I know, but I'm just saying on the StreamYard.
Yeah, no, I know I still have it on there. Just trying to find because most of the time I'm coming home.
I get
sometime-
you. Just letting you know, bro.
But
By the way, who wants a Krabby Patty?
I think
I do.
But yeah, I think we might
Extra
actually.
pickles.
But outside of that,
jelly.
but before we head out of here, what's your guys' final score predictions to wrap it up?
28-21.
What is with you with this 28-21?
I just wanted to happen one time, and that's it. I'm done.
I swear, this man flips a coin and he just writes 28-21 in every single score prediction.
Yep. Dude, one of them was 27-21. I was so mad.
I was like,
The guy went for 2. The guy went for 1 and not 2.
but yeah, for me, if everything goes well, I know that because knowing us and Dallas play very close. Oh,
I'm probably gonna say 34-27.
I was thinking 35-27. I was going to beat you by a point.
I don't know, man. I think we'll probably leave maybe a few points on the board, but we'll be over 30. But
That's true.
it'll be 34-27. I feel like the defense can't. I mean, the defense can stop them. Certainly.
So we got Ryan says Ryan's got us winning 48-22, which I don't see. Dallas is too good not to put.
Dallas is too good. Dallas is too good, and if Dak's playing, it's going to be closer. If Cooper Rush is playing, most certainly.
Yeah,
38-30. 38-31 is a decent score.
That seems more risky. Well, check. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, that's
also. But here's the thing, though. We haven't given up 30+ points since like what?
week 1.
Not week 1. Because remember, we got killed one time. We lost by like 30 or something.
Oh,
It was one of the 2 losses.
we lost 1 game this year.
No, we lost 2.
We're 13-1.
Wait, oh yeah, we're 13-1. Why did it say in the standings while I was looking up 12-2?
Apparently NFL.
Oh no, it was the 1 loss. It was the 1 loss.
Yeah, we lost in week 9, but the only one time we gave up over 30 points was week 1.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me check what was the score for the Washington game?
I got you.
It says 4 we gave up 30 and lost.
That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not entirely sure. But I think we kind of lost.
See, that's how far in the world That's how far.
Yeah, we just moved on since week 9. Late. We're just constantly getting.
I forgot. Like what was the dang? What?
I got you. So week 9, 31-20. We lost by.
Yeah,
Right.
we lost. It was 31 points. We gave up 31.
32. That's the most we've
32,
given
yeah.
up.
Yeah, it was So
Well, actually, no, I'm
but-
sorry. 35 is the most we've given up. That's the second most we've given up.
Yeah, because we gave up 32, and then we gave up 35 to
To the Lions, which
the Lions week 1 because we were still trying to figure it out
yeah,
at that time.
But now we know where we are. But in the end, I mean, like I said, we lock up the number one because, like, say if you don't if the Giants beat the Vikings, which we have seen, and the Giants. I'll like even though they're beat up, they're kind of running. They got some momentum going into this week. They got a little bit of momentum going on their side.
Here's the thing: I don't exactly think they're absolutely dog crap.
It's just they got holes everywhere, like
They
Swiss
got
cheese.
holes, and yeah, they're like Swiss cheese.
Sorry, I had to pull out an Earlism, so shout out to Earl Cole for that.
Yeah, him
But,
and his beef stew.
Oh boy,
week.
that's just too
And
crazy.
his beef stew or cheese sandwiches.
But
yeah, like here's the thing with this. The Giants aren't exactly terrible. I don't think they're terrible. It's like you said, they have too many holes.
and they've just been beat up by the injury bug.
Yeah, they just been beat up. If they become healthy, if they're healthy by the season's end, and they remain healthy next year, they could be one of the top teams
Absolutely,
for sure.
But it's just, and to be quite honest, I mean, right now it also depends. Like, are they we know this is Daniel Jones's prove it year, because knowing that
and honestly, I think he's proved it a bit.
I mean, Dable's done some pretty I mean, think of it like without Dable. I mean, I think Brain and I'll get like I said, the Giants. I think they've done a really good job of finding a really good head coach and a very good GM in Joe Shine. So
the fact Shine's a really good,
and the fact that Brian
GM.
Dable and Shine had to clean up the mess that Gelman and Joe Judge and the previous coaches left behind. That's how bad it really was. But the fact of the matter is, like, yes, if I'm the Giants at this point, that's kind of a little bit off topic since we kind of did go cover everything. If I'm the Giants, realistically, get some freaking receivers. Because holy crap, you have no goddamn receivers. Other than
Galladay sucks.
I feel bad for
guys. Other guys are getting hurt on that. And
Shepard, that was just a freak injury.
Sterling Shepard was a freak injury. But please, if we don't win against the Cowboys this week, beat the ever living heck out of the Vikings, please.
Yeah,
because if we lose number 1 seed to the Vikings, I'll be highly upset because we deserve that number 1 seed.
Yeah, and because I mean it's just like the Vikings. The Vikings are a tough team to say if they're legit or frauds. I think they're kind of like right in the middle. They're that middle ground.
For me, it's like oh, they're like frauds, and then next thing you know, they look great the next week, and then update and look at last week. They really confused us.
That's like what? Don't remind me.
They gave up 33 points, and then they came back and won the game. I'm like, what?
What the hell? That was one of the worst. It's
the worst blown lead in NFL history. Second to the 34-3 win in the 90s for the Bills with Frank Reich as a quarterback.
Yeah, a lot of people tend to forget that Frank Reich was actually a decent quarterback in his playing days, and he also had Jim Kelly at the same time.
He was the 90s version of Nick Foles.
So yeah, but I mean, could you make the same thing with Phil Simms? Because that's kind of what Phil Simms did with the Giants during his time. No, I
feel like Phil Simms deserved to be a starter. But he wasn't really a backup. I don't know why he was more like a Gardner Minshew, but better.
True.
Because he was a backup, but that didn't deserve to be a backup.
Yeah, but other than that, like I said, man, who would have thought this NFL the 2022 season's coming to a close?
That's putting in perspective how fast the year went. Like it went fast.
It really has, and you've seen teams that you wouldn't expect to be good. Detroit, for crying out loud, they're actually they're 500 for the first time. Since 2014? It's the last time I remember.
Yep.
The Jaguars could win. The Jaguars are now in control of their own destiny for the last 3.
Trevor Lawrence is coming into his own. ETN's coming into his own. The entire team's coming into their own.
I mean, the Jets, they got some kinks to work out, but I still think they'll still be a good team going forward.
The only problem is Zach Wilson. That's their only problem. If they can get a competent quarterback to replace the guy, then yeah.
I mean,
pretty good team.
Because I mean, look, if I'm the Jets, try to find a way to get rid of Denzel Mims, because Denzel Mims turned out as a huge complete bust.
Denzel Mims sucks. Zach Wilson
Elijah
sucks.
Moore, like, I feel bad for the guy because I mean the dude has potential star power, but no.
Another guy that I feel bad for, Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner did. I mean, well, actually, I want to say you feel bad for, even though Gardner did had a really good year. Don't get me wrong.
I feel bad for the guy. He's on a team that's sputtering.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you had potential to be good, but like you said, with poor,
you had a 5-1 start to the season. Now you're 7-7.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. The Vikings are so bipolar. It's like, are they good? Are they bad? Like, where's the middle ground?
It's like he says. It's that Katy Perry song.
Hot and cold. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
She has to file for a trademark for that shit because that's too fucking funny.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
put that on a shirt, Key, if you're watching.
And also, can we give a huge and the fact that look, even though I'm going to give Justin Jefferson a lot of fucking credit because, dude, this kid's got to have,
bro,
with a
that man's a dog, man.
I mean, the fact he's almost 2,000 receiving yards, no receiver has done this since the days of Megatron. Dude. So let's leave it at that.
He's this generation's Megatron.
Especially too. I mean, look, I'll give Kirk Cousins the benefit of the doubt, even though he's a mid-tier quarterback, but he's been playing some solid football. That's that's average.
And I love the fact last week when they were down 33-0, how much poise he had going into halftime.
Almost had 500 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and a couple picks. Like, damn, like I've never.
He was so poised. He was like, I don't care that we're down 33-0. We're gonna come back. Came back. That man had ice in his veins in the second half.
Like, now, and this is what, and this is where I was just saying, you know, I think a guy like Kevin O'Connor has really done the really wonders offensively, but defensively, holy crap, they're so bad defensively.
Oh my God, they're one of the worst teams in the league defensively.
Like, what the hell? And
it baffles me. It's like, how the heck are they 11-3?
Yeah, exactly. With a good offense and a bad defense, like that's where the bipolar comes.
Usually, you would think they'd maybe be like in the 7-win mark with a good offense and a bad defense.
Yeah, and from what I've understood, Ed Donato, you know, a lot of people don't remember this. He's running Vic Fangio's type of scheme, which is kind of like mixture of quarters and it's like split like a single high safety. A lot of times it does not work.
High safeties don't work.
We've
seen that before. We've seen that with Jim Schwartz here.
Yeah.
Remember that bum? Only had that one good season.
Yeah, don't remind me. But I mean, like I said, I mean, a lot, and you know, and Vikings fans have a good reason to be. Shout out my boy Raph from the Purple Pop podcast. He has his his feelings on Ed Donatel because that's like the Vikings could be a good team, but just defensively they had not been great the last couple of years, give or take.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
They haven't been good the last couple of years. The only time they had a really decent defense was 2017. Even then, they crumbled.
Yeah.
And I keep bringing it up.
It's like
when we killed you guys.
Yeah,
the NFC Championship game. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. I don't care.
But it's
I'm
like
a savage like that.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, the Vikings over the years had some great players that people tend to really forget about. Guy like Dante Culpepper. A lot of people never give that man any love as a quarterback.
So
Randy Moss, prime Randy.
Remember when Chris Carter played for them?
Oh, I completely forgot about Chris Carter. He was becoming
in the late 90s. He played for him.
Prime Adrian Peterson.
For
like I answered Tyler's question, was the last running back to ever or non quarterback to win the MVP.
Yeah, Yeah, it was back in 2012. I forgot he won the award in 2012.
Yeah, almost had 2,100 rushing yards. He's one of those.
And that was even shocking then. Now that I remember it, because before it was quarterbacks and after it was quarterbacks.
See, yeah, Ram says Vikings are like the crazy guy. Would you rather fight the good fighter or the crazy guy? And oh, yeah.
Listen, the good fighter would have like technique, but the crazy guy would bum rush you.
Yeah. I will say this too. I mean, they got some really good defensive pieces. I mean, especially on that defensive line.
They have a good defense on paper. The problem is their defensive coordinator don't know how to use them.
Not just it's the wrong scheme. They're using the Vic Fangio scheme.
Yeah, don't use Vic Fangio's scheme. It kind of reminds me of, and I hate to bring this up too. It reminds me of Billy Davis.
Who?
Billy Davis.
I don't know who that is.
Eagles 2015.
Oh shit! I see that's.
Dude,
See,
hold on. You had a good defense on paper, but you're using a completely wrong scheme.
And this is remember the still time you said Nani Asamoah at that one point.
No,
that was
no, they didn't. That was 2011. That was not 2015.
But
that was when they had guys like Kerry Matthews and other people.
Oh, good God!
Yeah, good God.
Thank God I forget about that, because let's be real, that was just fucking bad.
That was like the most forgettable year ever.
I think
2015.
Thank God for that, because holy crap.
The next year, yeah, after that season, luckily the coaches got fired.
Oh my God. And unfortunately for those who, so that's kind of where, but
that's the comparisons with the Vikings D coordinator and our coordinator, our former D coordinator.
I completely, I'd see. Yeah, it's really bad that most of us tend to forget Chip Kelly era, because that is just so bad.
Dude, it was, oh my God. After 2014, it just went to total crap. Luckily after 2015, it got better after that, and then it got worse again, and then it got better again. It was a roller coaster after that.
That's there was no consistency, and
it was like we reached a peak with the Super Bowl, then we went down, then we went back up. Now we reached a peak again. It's like
that's like,
dude. I'm like, oh my gosh.
But like I said, man, this season, like I said, in a nutshell, has been very good. I will say it's probably the best season that I've ever watched football.
Honestly, I haven't yelled a lot.
Yeah.
Albeit I missed half the games, but I haven't yelled a lot, even in nationally televised games. There was only like one game. It was either one or two games that I yelled and screamed. That was Dallas and Washington.
Yeah. Well, Dallas, I laughed so freaking hard because, but I'll say this too. Like, you have teams that you would thought like I said, with the Lions, we had we need to have high expectations, but we want to see this team at least finish with a better record than first. The fact that we're 1-7, we're actually surprisingly 1-6 in the first 7 games, but the second half they went 6-1 in their last 7.
I knew when they were playing us as hard as they did week 1. I'm like, they're going to be a good team.
And we have looked like,
and then for weeks I'm like, wait for it.
And then the second half of the season comes along.
Wait for it. It's happening.
And and there were some teams we had high expectations, and we're looking at complete fucking idiots.
Dude,
we're looking at you, Las Vegas. We're looking at you. What the fuck? We had you.
I had them winning the division.
I was like, what the? Look, we knew the Chiefs were going to take a little bit of a step back because I know their defense hasn't really been the best the last couple of years.
I thought they would be a wild card team, but they're leading the division. And then you have
the
Raiders.
It's like
the Raiders are the bottom of the barrel.
Well, actually, they're third place in the division. The only team that's bottom of the barrel.
They're getting better, but still, it's too late.
Well, at least one team we knew we always had low expectations for, and that was the Denver Broncos. That was kind of given.
Honestly, not really. I was one of those dumb I was one of those dumb fans that thought Russell Wilson being there would be the savior.
Nope.
Nope. He sucked.
Yeah, Denver pulled him DK Mutombo, and he was like, nope.
He blocked that shot.
And this is the way because I'm one of many or one of few that actually knew where the Broncos stand. Look, Jerry Jeudy is still a good receiver. KJ Hamler as well. Melvin Gordon at times is a good running back before the.
I think Melvin Gordon's reaching the end.
Yeah, you can see it.
You can see it. He's regressed. He's reaching the end.
But
he can't even hold on. He couldn't even hold on to the football half the time.
Yeah, it's like that's how bad. And that's the reason. And I can see why.
It's also bad that the coaching can't use Russell Wilson, right?
And we always blame Russell Wilson, but it's like, realistically, Russell Wilson can be part of a problem, but you're not letting that man.
Like in the beginning, it was Russ. It was Russ in the beginning because he was looking at one receiver the entire time a play was happening, and he always threw in double coverage. When there was like open guys on the right side of the field, and he wasn't even looking there. And he had
the fact that you have teammates kind of pissed off so much.
You had a guy at the end of the game. It was like a game-winning touchdown. They would have scored.
Yeah,
they were in the red zone.
KJ Hamler was fucking wide open.
KJ Hamler. After that game, KJ Hamler took off his helmet, slams it on the ground, and he's angry at Russ, and rightfully so.
And I couldn't feel bad.
I felt bad for him too. He was wide open.
Like you had and this is all what happens when you have.
He had more separation than
anybody.
What's a good analogy? More separation than.
I hate analogies, but I kind of where you're getting. And to be quite honest, you also had
that much. He had so much separation on that play, and yet Russ didn't see him.
And this is what happens when you have a guy like Russell Wilson in the red zone. Remember during his time in Seattle when he was in the red zone, completely shut off in the Super Bowl of all fucking games.
Here's the problem. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault there.
God damn it, Pete Carroll.
It was Pete Carroll.
Like what happened
to Pete Carroll was the one that shut off. You're down 28-24. The next score gives you the lead.
Marshawn Lynch
there was some odd seconds left.
And he had Marshawn Lynch, who's been one of the best prime. I think Lynch was so later in his prime years before.
You had beast mode
on the third and short at the 2-yard line. Like, what the hell is that?
It wasn't even on the 2-yard line. It was at the goal line.
Like, how? I watched that game. Oh my god, my grandmother wanted it. Like, even my grandma
face palmed so hard.
I was like, no way did they just fucking shit the bed in the. Like, you can't do that shit, Matt. Not to mention this too, and especially in this year too. We've seen a lot of blunders. Hello, we're looking at you, Jacoby Myers from the New England. Why are you throwing 10 years backwards? Then again,
how you literally. He lateraled it to you because you were 10 yards ahead of him. He got the first down. Go down. And then he tries to throw it back to Mac Jones. And then he throws it to Chandler Jones. I'm like, what?
And it's ironic that it's just like I don't think Bill Belichick's not. Look, we know that he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame coach. I think we all know that. But the fact of the matter is, you decide to shit the bed against your former offensive coordinator in the worst way possible.
But here's the thing: it wasn't Bill Belichick's fault. More separation in Tom and Giselle. Perfect.
I can't.
KJ Hamler had more separation than Tom and Giselle.
Wow.
Even the divorce papers that Tom and Giselle signed had more separation than that guy did.
That was just too. But in the end,
it wasn't even. No, the separation itself and the divorce papers being signed wasn't even enough separation. KJ Hamler had more separation than the divorce papers itself.
But But like I said, I mean,
Yes.
this season had.
Yes. I am using that analogy.
Yeah, you're gonna. Oh
This
man,
time somebody has separation and the ball is not thrown to them.
but yeah, but I think so far though it's been an interesting season. We've seen some blunders. We have some teams that actually surprisingly turned around at this point of the year. We've seen we thought the Jets could have a chance to make playoffs, but they might with playing with the Jets or why Jags. Sorry about that. But yeah, the Jags. We know that Tennessee's kind of crumbling. Like if you're a football team, like you thought you had we know the ACC South is bad, but you have a team like the Tennessee Titans, like me and Tyler said, which we did talk about when they traded AJ Brown. You can tell that they're more the look. Derrick Henry's still good running back. There's some good production, but when you get lost a number one receiver production, yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah, Once you lost your receivers, and you basically for the entire season. The reason why you even had a great record to start the season was because you got carried by Derrick Henry.
And Derrick Henry's not getting any younger either. That's
No.
that's going to be the biggest issue going forward in the future. Like Henry's not getting any younger, and you're going to have to rely and who knows if Malik Wilson is going to be any good anytime soon. Because we've seen at times like he not great. So Tennessee's going to be in this one of these. I want to see one of these rough patches where they're going to have some good talent, but they're just going to stink. Like that's the thing. Like
this is why I'm saying this. This is why I said last time on our afternoon show the other day, they're going to lose out.
And they're collapsing at the worst possible time. Look, say what you want about the Jags for being 6-8, but look at the records. They're about a game out of first place. Now, if the Tennessee Titans beat the Chargers, Tennessee will be a game and a half because of that. But with the Chargers, another team I still cannot trust in the postseason because just of their inconsistencies and being the team that's been most beat up. And you had J.C. Jackson fucking arrested at the same time. It's been like a crazy thing with the Chargers. But like I said, Chargers and Tennessee are the teams I cannot trust in the postseason. We saw it with the Tennessee Titans last year. You sacked Burrow 9 times and you still fucking lost. But then again, that's what it turns out to with Ryan Tannehill kind of sucks in the postseason. So, I mean, your quarterback play isn't the greatest. So I'll leave it at that. But I will say this too, to end it off here, I thought it was a really good season for a lot of these teams that we thought, could be on the verge of the end of the rebuild, which I do think, the Lions could, or the way that the Lions have been playing the last 7-8 games, they look like it on the verge of ending that rebuild at some point. And Jacksonville, they got a little bit of work to do, but I don't really see they're like a technically rebuild. It looked like they're more like a retool. So you get two teams that are like kind of retooling for next year.
Yeah, they're gonna add some pieces to that team for sure.
And Chicago, for the love of God, if you do not spend any fucking money, I'm going to come over there and smack the living shit out of the McCaskies because you have over $100 million in cap space, and if you not fucking use it, then Cooley. I feel bad for going to be feeling bad for that guy.
You know what vibe I got from that rant just now?
What's that?
You better listen, or I'm turning this car around.
Yep. Yeah, so I pulled a parent route. So yeah,
I'm turning this car around.
Yeah, this is coming from an Eagles fan. And honestly, look, I'll give the Bears the benefit of the doubt. Even though they're a 3-10 team, I think Justin Fields has really turned out to be actually finally what the Bears wanted him to be. Now,
The problem is he doesn't have a team around him. That's the problem.
Mooney's hurt. Chase Claypool, where the fuck he's been at? He's been constantly getting hurt left and right. Or in the words of Dante, was Finding Nemo. Don't ask me. That's
Sorry, I was singing this.
and they got a good running game with Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery, but Herbert's been obviously not injury prone, but has a couple times got hurt. Very unlucky injuries.
He took a couple. It wasn't just a couple times. It was a couple times in one game.
Yeah. And
He kept getting up. He was like, "Oh, I don't care if I have cracked ribs. I'm still playing. Well, I'm getting hit again. No, I'm still playing." He was another Mike White before Mike White even did that.
And Justin Fields too. At the same time, like I'll give this kid the benefit of the doubt of just how tough this kid is. And if you look at some of the games he's taking shots to the ribs, it's like, God, I feel bad. I really feel bad for it. I feel bad.
Excuse me. That's the theme of this season. Guys playing with ribs issues.
Like it's
taking hits to the ribs. Oh, I'm staying in the game, coach.
Look, I don't give a shit. I have broken ribs. I want to win it. And I'll get, like I said, I'll give Justin Fields a lot of credit. I mean, look, as much as the Bears are a rebuilding team, I can't take the fact away they got potential to be a good team going forward in this NFC North.
You see it.
It's just
the problem is
they can't close out games. That's the biggest issue, and they don't have the players to do so.
They nearly beat us.
And it's just
you have pieces, but you're not utilizing them because the front office is so shit.
As Goalie put it, I mean, he's waiting for the mechanics to finally kick the damn bucket. And I know that sounds harsh, but you have to realize of how old the Chicago Bears organization truly is. It's been one of not older than the Arizona Cardinals has been one of the older. It's the first oldest football teams in the NFL. But in terms of hey, as Jay said this well too. They're still stuck in that 1950s tradition of trying to be the monsters of the Midway. That shit doesn't work anymore. I go and longtime Bears fans, which I'm very good friends with, say, after 1986, after George Howell, that's when Virginia McCaskey took over, pretty much fired everybody that was her dad's hiring. And
this is what happened in 1986 after the 1985 Bears season. Ditka goes, everyone else, that coaching staff goes, and then they gutted the team.
Yeah, and look where they are. Yeah, it's
and they have not recovered since. They tried it. They almost recovered in 06. But then after
Rex Grossman, out of all people you would think to be in the Super Bowl, Rex
Then after that, they were back down to being bottom of the barrel. And they almost were. They were kind of good with Jay Cutler, and then they kind of were like crap.
Yeah, it's just like,
and then they had that fluky 2018 season, and then they just went downhill.
And it's just like, Bears. I mean, if you're talking about one fan base you should be really feeling terrible for, is the Bears fans. They've been waiting for over 3 fucking decades for a goddamn Super Bowl. Like, that's how bad that's how it's been the last. If I'm I thought Cubs fans, even though I know Cubs fans have it a lot worse when it's time.
But you know what's bad though? But you know what's bad about this? They haven't had a run of being in the playoffs for, years upon years.
Yeah, it's just like Chicago's
it's been very spotty. Like that 06 season, they made the playoffs. And then they weren't good. Then it was like 2010, 2011, they were okay.
And they barely missed out on the playoffs.
They barely missed out. And then 2018, and then nothing after.
But yeah, it's Chicago sports just sometimes have it rough. The Chicago sports at times has been very inconsistent at times, depending on what years you're asking. If you're a Cubs fan, I mean, good Lord.
The only team that's been kind of consistent was the Cubs.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just like fluky here, fluky there. I mean,
at least he had like 2 or I think 2014. I think from 2014 to 2016, they actually had some really good seasons.
Yeah, that's the thing. They had consecutive seasons where they were good. The problem really lies with the Bulls and the Bears.
And the Blackhawks, with the Blackhawks, we know where they stand.
The Blackhawks are crumbling.
And we've been hearing that they're shopping Jonathan Toes as well. So they're going to get rid of the guys that fly.
They're done. Yeah, but back to the Bears though, they've been very spotty.
It's been had some decent players, but they really had that one they had some superstar players, especially in the A's when the only time they ever had a good head coach was the great Mike Ditka. I mean, now that I think about it, yeah, true. I mean, Lovie Smith even though Lovie Smith did give you 2 good years, but not really.
Lovie Smith was okay.
Yeah, he had two okay years, but after that, I mean, it's just this. Like they go some. Like I said, this whole stems back at when McCaskey took ownership of the Bears in 1986 and gutted everything. And like we said, the Bears had not recovered in the last 30 years. That's like I thought a lot of football. I thought most of us could complain that been not missed the playoffs in 5-10 years, but the fact you have not seen a Super Bowl in 30 years, that's mind-boggling to me. But I'll leave it at that. Before, oh shit, sorry, that was Mountain Dew coming up again.
Nice.
I'm sorry, God, I'm sorry, but it's just the only soda I will ever drink because for me it's very addicting. It's my go-to.
You're from the South when the only soda you drink is Mountain Dew.
Or years ago, people don't remember this Vault soda. Before
Vault wasn't really like the hotbed in the South. It was more of like Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, Mel Yellow was a little bit big in the South from what I remember at one point.
Mel Yellow was like a knockoff
Mountain Dew, but it was okay. It wasn't the greatest. Right. But other than that, dude, I still cannot get over this analogy. More separation than Tom and
Thank you. I forgot. Wait, let me
Random Anton.
Random Anton, thank you for that.
I can't.
I'm using that.
He's gonna get a kick out of that for sure. But like I said, I know we kind of got everything covered, kind of talk a little bit more football the last few minutes or so, but I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, for those who are celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to those who are celebrating the 8 days of Hanukkah.
And ho, 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 Merry Christmas to you people.
Absolutely. Happy.
Ho, ho, ho. I hope you guys got some great get some great gifts, spend time with your family, watch some football, eat some good food.
But yeah, other than that, though, we'll see you guys later tonight for the late night show because I got nothing fucking to do later in the night. And then 6 o'clock. Oh, before I forget, is our final episode of the Instagram League podcast of 2022 because season 3 is coming along. The following Thursday. Who would have thought? 3 seasons of
seasons of this, brother.
But we'll say this too for those who are excited for the Instagram show. There's going to be no recaps this week because we kind of missed out on NXT because NXT Raw, and I
watched some of NXT, and I did not watch Raw.
Yeah, so we're gonna not
because I said screw Raw at this point.
Yeah, so we'll get you guys some recaps the following week. But yeah, so until then, because we got a lot of good stuff. But with that being said, this is Robert and Tyler from the Philly Sports Talk podcast. Hope everybody have a safe and happy holidays. We'll see you guys at 6 o'clock.
Peace.